Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Dandavat pranam to everybody. And today is last day, right? 31st December. Now, of course, some places is already New Year, right? 2020. Pretty soon, it will be New Year in India also. Another 5 hours. Another 5 hours. No, 7 hours. 7 hours like that. But this, our Gurudeva has given New Year blessings. So it's very amazing. So maybe we should get his blessings first, then we can go on. Can you show? Yeah.
नव वर्ष के लिए आप सब लोगों को बधाई है। अभी नव वर्ष कहने से पश्चात अंग्रेजी के वर्षों का बोध होता है, किंतु भारतवर्ष में नव वर्ष चैत महीने से आरंभ होता है तथा फाल्गुन मास में समाप्त हो जाता है। नव वर्ष शुभ हो, कल्याणकारी हो, इसका तात्पर्य साधारण लोग अपने स्थूल और मन के लिए कल्याणकारी से समझते हैं, किंतु हम लोग संसार के सारे प्राणी का जो शरीर है, मन है, वो प्राकृत है, वो नित्य नहीं है, परंतु यथार्थ तत्वदर्शी भक्तजन अपनी जीवात्मा के लिए कल्याणकारी, सबके सृष्टि करने वाले स्वयं भगवान श्री कृष्ण की उपासना प्रेममयी भक्ति को ही समझते हैं। भक्ति के बिना जगत का कल्याण नहीं हो सकता है। शास्त्रों में ऐसा ही कहा गया है कि बहुत करोड़ों पशु पक्षी इत्यादि के जन्मों के बाद में भगवान ने हमें यह दुर्लभ मनुष्य जन्म दिया है। यह दुर्लभ मनुष्य जन्म में ही हम भगवान को जानकर, अपनी आत्मा को जान करके संसार के सागर से पार कर सकते हैं। इसलिए आप लोगों की नव वर्ष में भगवत भक्ति हो, यही आशीर्वाद और भगवान से प्रार्थना।
गौतमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
So Gurudev is telling that that we should seek bhakti. We should be blessed with bhakti. That's why we blessed. On the other hand, today you can see they will be waiting, like especially New York, 12 o'clock, 11:59, 59. No, big balloons and so much liquor, and that's how they celebrate coming in New Year. So what does it mean? So we will be more drunk, right? So next year, New Year, will be more drunk. We're already drunk in this material world, So you want to more drunk and more forget, more away from the God. This is no, that's not what it is. We should inquire, 1 year is ending. 1 year is passing by. What did I achieve? Did I come closer to God? Did I able to am I more peaceful? Am I more happy? So, but this is what it is. That's why let them make their parties. Right? You cannot avoid it. Ordinary people do their own party, but we should also have a party. Devotees. Actually, we had, I remember we used to celebrate all night kirtan. Even in New York, while I was there, we used to do, kirtans, harikatha. That way, they are celebrating so that they are moving away from. We are celebrating such a way we are coming closer to the God. Okay, this is the difference. So we should engage that in that way. But our Gurudeva is also saying, actually, New Year, exactly this is not this New Year, because in springtime, right, like April, the Gurudeva is telling, Chaitra Mas, all the trees, for example, starts new sprouts, right? There is new beginning, New Year. Now that's exactly what it is. Sanatana Dharma. Not, not of, ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರ ಅದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾಳೆ ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ ಈಗ. ಅದೇನಪ್ಪ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಈಗ ನೂರನ್ನು ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಡ್ ಸೈಡ್? ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. ನಾಳೆ ನಾವು ಬರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? ನಾಳೆ ಅದೇನ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕಾಯ್ರಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಶೀಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದಾರ? ಶೀಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಾಳೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದೊಳಗಾಗಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾಳೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಕರೀತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಶೀಟ್ ಏನ್ ಕಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಕಲ್ಲಾಕಿ. ನೀವು ನಾಳೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಬನ್ನಿ ನಪ್ಪ. ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತ. ಕಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಪಟಾಪಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮವರೆಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರನ್ನ? ಇಲ್ಲ 10 ಬನ್ನಿಯಪ್ಪ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ನೀವು ಬರಲ್ವ ನಾಳೆ? ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಾವು tomorrow or no, day after, second is Ekadasi. And third is the disappearance day of Srila Jagadish Pandit. Now, Ekadasi, is actually very, very important, because we sin, right? All the 11 indriyas, right? We have 5 the Jnanendriya, Karmendriyas, knowledge gathering senses, then mind, 6, so 11, 5 plus 5 plus 11. So working and then knowledge, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge gathering senses, the mind. So with all these, we do a lot of sin and we are accumulating. So on the New Year day or on the day of Ekadasi, instead of waiting for the whole year, then it will be too much. You'll be engaged, if you're again drawing, what happens? You're forgetting yourself, and in that state, you don't know what you will do, So, and you don't know what others also will do to you, right? So, on day of Ekadasi, the sin committed by these 11 senses, if you properly do, then it can be deleted. It can be deleted. So the more we get deleted like that, then we can see, we can start seeing ourselves, our position, our real position, our unfortunate position. Okay. Then we'll think about how to get fortune, how to become fortunate, So unless that comes in, how to become fortunate, how to become entangled, how to unentangle, right? So, Ekasi is the way. So, is a very powerful tool, powerful medium that God has left us. It's the greatest mercy, no words to describe. We are really blessed by the Lord because He has given a very, very simple thing. See, one time, all the sages were inquiring, like, people inquire, make it conference. Their conference was what? Humans are suffering. Many of them, they don't know they are suffering. That is also, but they are suffering. We can see. So, what is the best way to elevate them? Animals going through what? They are burning their sin, karma, bad karma. Bad karma, they are burned. Devatas, they are enjoying their good karma. Right? Animals do not create bad or good karma. Okay, they are just burning the bad karma, and by burning, they are making progress. Devatas, they are enjoying, their good deeds, good karma. Once that is finished, 90%, they come back to this material, this world, human planet. Animals also, so many species. That's what Gurudeva was telling. So many species of life we went through, then we obtained human form of life. Now what? Atato Brahma Jignasa. Inquire. Who am I? Am I this body? Body is changing. but there is something. So if God is there, what is the relationship? What should be my responsibility? How this world came about, how the jivas came about. How can I perceive Lord? Can I see Him? Can I feel His presence? What are His qualities? This. So this is what inquiry. So this is possible only in the human platform, not in the animal platform, not in the devatas, demigod platform. So here you have to come down. Then meet by your sukruti. We meet a pure devotee from Vaishnava. Then we hear that will change our path. We will not go to the human, other animal or devatas, demigods, but we go back to Golokunda. So, so this is possible for human form. That's why getting human form of life, we should realize, is actually greatest mercy. That's why devatas, they're all trying, when will I become human? Especially in this Kali Yuga. Now, generally, Kali Yuga is powerful, right? Even if you keep, aloof from everything, people will quarrel with you, right? Accuse you, quarrel. This age is like that. So, why this is very special? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared and is so magnanimous. That's why our thing is Gaura, Gaura Nama, Gaura Dama, Pirati Murati Data, Jivane Gaura, Marane Gaura, Gaura Lala Gaura, Gaura Nayane Ratara, Gaura Vihane Navanchi Parane, Gaura Karechi Sara, Gaura, 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 Gaura. So Gaura, So it's so beautiful. Gaura can deliver us. Gaura will not look at our background. Our he will not. Suppose you go to some work or something, they will check your background, right? Hey, do you have a good background or not? Right? So, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he will not check our background. He will accept us, provided we have, not to look back but chant. That's why it's chant Krishna's name. Krishna's name. You chant, you accept Krishna's philosophy, and then distribute it to others. It's saying, make others. First you make your life successful, and then make others' life successful. So this is very, very That's why it's very rare. So we have this human form in this age of Kali. So don't look back. Don't look back. Actually, the new year to us is when we accepted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the best new year. Okay. uh, these are all mundane, laukika. So this Ekadasi is Putrada Ekadasi. Okay, Putrada meaning Putrada Ekadasi. So Krishna, Yudhishthira is asking, what is this name? Ekadasi, Putrada, meaning it can bestow you a son, which is also very, see, 14th, 15th January this year in India is when the sun enters the northern side. Now he's going on the southern side. Then it starts going in the northern direction, right? So it is considered as more auspicious. So the previous Ekadasi, before he start going northern direction, is called this Vaikuntha Ekadasi or Putrada Ekadasi, Gaura Ekadasi, so many names are there. So, and this is very special. In South India especially, they have practically, most of them go to the temple and they will have a door, special door, northern direction, usually open, only once in a day, once a year, right? Like that is Vaikuntha Dwara, doorway to the spiritual world. Inside, then go out, enter through that door, have darshan. So yes, supposedly entering the spiritual. And if you follow this Ekasi, you will guarantee to enter spiritual world, understanding there. Of course, not proper understanding, but this is very famous. People think, oh, only Vaikuntha Ekasi is Ekasi. Every month it happens. Many of them they may not know. But many of them are following. So this Putrada has many meaning. Like in one story that Krishna is telling, there was a queen and a king. They didn't have any children, offspring. So in Sanatana Dharma, is accept that the forefathers, we, this Shraddha thing, giving water, done on that Pitru Paksha, like that, or on that day. So it is for their benefit. But if they do Ekadasi properly, and forever it is done. The forefathers will be delivered. So anyway, the king was worried because he didn't have any children. Then his forefathers are also worried. Wait a minute, after this, what happens to our, yearly thing, So he was worried and he even decided to do Atmat, meaning suicide. Then king said, no, it is very sinful. I have to suffer more. Maybe my body will be finished, but I will not get this son. So one day, with unrecognized, without recognition, what do you call in English? Incognito, without, so that nobody will recognize him as a king. incognito. He dressed up something like that, somebody, and then left the palace, entered the deep forest. There, he was going, and then he came across a lake where there were so many birds, very, this crocodile and fishes, and there were many saintly people. And he paid obeisances to them, and they said, "Oh king, we are very pleased with you. What is your desire?" Then king was asking, "Oh sages, who are you?" Then they are telling, in 5 days, this Magha Masa, this is a very special month going to happen. And today happens to be this Ekadasi, Putrada Ekadasi, and which can deliver, which can give you, bestow a son. Oh, sages, I'm not your child. Maybe by your blessings, now I will at least hope that I will have a child. Then they said, follow this Ekadasi, you will have a son. You will be blessed with a son. So he very happily followed that. And after doing Paran next day, went back home. And then soon he was a very amazing, very effulgent son. So this is the so Krishna is telling everybody should follow this Ekadasi. If we do, then we will be Puna. So Putra Puna. There is one different kinds of Elish planet within Elish, not different departments. We will be saved from that. So, in one sense, for bhaktas, for devotees, what does it mean? Meaning, it's like a new life, like a new life for us. Suppose, see, like this, suppose you have a child who can deliver you, right? He will make eligibility to reach Lord's place, right? So that is very good, isn't it? Same way, in this very life, because of this activity, following this Ekadasi, if we become eligible to enter that spiritual world, otherwise it would not have happened. Is it not a new life, having a new baby? In other words, we ourselves have become a new baby, right? In other words, we got a new life, new birth. Is it not? You understand what I'm saying? It's like we are having a new birth by following this. Just this Ekadasi. So we can forget the past. So that's what this, it deletes all that, we forget, and then look forward to it. And so, in that way, so this is mercy of the Lord, simple process, simple. Restrain ourselves instead of indulging. See, this mundane New Year celebration is indulging. We have to restrain, and especially on day of Ekadasi, we should really restrain. But not just restraining will not do. We have to engage in thinking of the Lord, more chanting, right? More harikatha, more chanting. So the mundane people also try to forget this world, okay, suffering world, by becoming what? Drunk, right? But that is not drunk, they become unconscious, right? So they will struggle more. But devotees, we also want to forget it, not in ignorance. Okay, they are trying to forget this world in ignorance. So that is not, you know. Our Acharya gives a thing, what do you call? The bird doesn't want to see this world, but he wants to close his eye, stuck his eyes into a mud, Not like. So material, in mind we have to disconnect this world. See, body will be there. The body is changing and all that, made of this material world. But we should disconnect ourselves mentally, this world, this body also. See, I'm not this body. We are not. See, this is not the truth. I'm not this body. That's why Shastra is telling, Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nityada. Krishnera Tatastha Shakti Veda Veda. You are eternally servant of Krishna. We are not Americans, South Africans, Indians, Europeans. This body maybe, but the soul, soul is Krishna's servant. So we should, accept that platform. Reach there, feel it. So that way we get disconnected. Instead of. So this is the process. Okay. And this is our new year. Really new year. New beginning. So that's why. How do we get this new beginning? Our Param Gurudev is saying. Our Param Gurudev says, powerful thing. He says, the Sanatana Dharma, Sadatan, it is Sanatan. What existed all the time, that Dharma, which has no beginning or end. Because he said there is a axiomatic truth, right? Which has a birth, that will also an end. Sanatana Dharma, the eternal, right? Vaishnava Dharma has no beginning or end. Go back to Prahlad, da, da, da. So no one can destroy this. So the other dharmas, they have a beginning and the end. You can see going up and down, but not Sanatana Dharma. In Sanatana Dharma, there are three things they describe: Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. Sambandha, relationship, and what we gain, Prayojana, and the process, Avideya. So Sambandha, we are servant of the Lord. Then the process, the bhakti. And the prayojana is also prema, love towards. So this is what they described in the Vedas. We have to actualize it. We have to realize it. Now, if there are other people saying, like yesterday I was telling you, remember? Material world has so many opportunities. Not opportunity. Objects and ideas, like Maya Bazaar. You go to a supermarket, so many items. By looking at all those items, we forget ourselves, is it not? You know, so we take baby, oh, I want this, I want this. None of those objects has any relation with the soul. Tell me, you know, and this body itself has no relation. Then how these things of this world, you know? So illusion. So same way in this material world, and so many thoughts. Now say, oh, you are Bhagavan, or Bhagavan does not exist. You know, these are all extremes. You know, Brahmeti. You know, you are Ham Brahmasmi, Ham Brahma. No, God does not exist. Buddhism, you know, is all wideism. Say is like this. I'm giving you an example. Suppose there is a sun, right? Sun means what? Sun disk and also the rays, is it not? When sun appears, he come, you know, he can see the disk and also the rays. When it disappears with that together, right? So, so our jiva is like that ray, one ray. It has a relationship with the sun. That light has a relationship, right? It does not exist without the sun. Sun globe, right? And then a reflection. You know, Jiva Goswami was telling these four things. You know, Bhagavan is Vaibhava, then these living entities, and then Pradhana. You know, these four things. It's eternal. So now the theories, what I'm saying is, there are many. It is funny to say, but anyway, suppose if you try to prove in the night time, okay, night time, we try to prove the sun is there or not, argument, okay. You know, it is night time, right? No, you wait, you know, you can say wait. No, how? There's no. Now suppose, because suppose there are some birds or some living entities, suppose they sleep in the daytime. When the sun out is there, if he's sleeping, you think he will, you know, he will experience the sun? No. When sun is up, he's sleeping, then sun is not possible. No. You get the point? So, and some people are there, even when the sun out is there, no, he is not the sun. No, you are the sun. So, things like that, you know. These are all silly, mundane things. You know? That's why we should not get into this Buddhism or Mayavada and all that. Mayavada was that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We are saying Vedanta Sutra. The meaning is direct, you know, Bhakti Sutra, direct. You don't need any interpretation. But yes, trying so hard to cover the real meaning. You see, this is what the modern science is, you know. So much self-evident, you know, it's obvious. No, God does not exist. You know, and even if there is some evidence, they try to hide the evidences. You know what? I mean, I've seen it. So this is the game, you know, especially this evolutionary theory. Wow. So much evidence is there. They want to hide it. Why? Because then all their theory will be thrown out. They have to throw into the, you know, dustbin. They don't want to throw it because why? They have established their universities, professorship, their life, everything depends on that. So they hang on to it. Even though Darwin theory is dead and gone, they keep him alive so that they can continue. So this is very strange, selfish. So this is what is science, So we should not waste our time because death is in the corner. Maybe tomorrow I might have to leave this world. Maybe today itself, maybe another 1 hour or next second. See? So that's why atato brahma jignasa, right now, give up all these things. Now inquire. This is what Vedanta Sutta begins with. Throw all your garbage. Now inquire. Dedicate your life, this human form, life in inquiry, and then finding a guru, finding a Mahabhagavat under his shelter, under his direction. Shabda, anavritti shabdat, anavritti shabdat. Remove all your coverings, and then engage in this chanting. Anavritti shabdat, with this suffering. So our Param Gurudev gives this example. You know what? See, peanut is there, right? You understand peanut? Groundnut peanut. There are three things in the peanut, right? The shell is there. You understand? And inside peanut, the seed as a covering, looks like red, pinkish, right? Little layer, thin layer. And so the shell is like a gross body. And within that seed of the peanut or groundnut, right? There is a red covering, you understand? Very thin. That is like Sukshma Deha, right? And then the two seeds is like a seed, right? You see what I'm saying? Peanut, inside peanut there is a seed, and seed has a covering, thin covering, reddish, like pinkish, right? Now, if you open the seed along with this that reddish thing, put it in the ground, then it takes birth, right? That two leaves comes out. So, and then the upper is smooth, lower is very little, not so smooth, right? Now, if you take that seed, now what it means is that reddish thing is very, very important. Suppose you take that seed, you fry it. What happens? The upper, that reddish little thin layer gets burnt, is it not? One that is burnt, you think is going to germinate? No. So, it's giving the similarity that the peanut shell is like a gross body. Inside that reddish thing is like a sukshma, a subtle body, right? Carrying all the impressions and all that. So that's what gives rise to the next life, with all this thing. Suppose you burn it, that red thing, it will not take anchor, it will not take germination. So, subtle body is finished. So, and this is the bhakti, the process. Eka, Nam Japa, Ekasi, all this is to burn that reddish thing, because that's what causes this. So, So that process is like giving an example of the ear. Ear is so important because he is giving like suppose you see a mango. We have these five senses, right? Knowledge gathering senses, five. I can see, right? Mundane things, not the spiritual. you know. So then nose can smell, right? The tongue can taste it. Then the hand can touch it, right? Then the ear can hear, right? You understand this? Huh? Eye, nose, tongue, hand, and then ear. Five senses, right? Now suppose you see a mango. Eye says, "Oh, very nice." Mango. Smells. Oh, very sweety or fragrance. Oh, it is sweet. Oh, it is soft. What about this? Ear, does it say anything? Now, ear says ear, right? Our sense of hearing. It says, you look all these four senses. What you touch or think about it, I'm not going to be part of that. What I can sense, you cannot touch anything. Now, looking at this sound, what this nose can tell, eyes can tell. You understand? So, Shabda it cannot touch, only the ear. So, he's saying the ear as a some swatantrata, independence, God has given to it. So it is telling what you are, here accepting, grasping. I'm not interested in that. What I am able to grasp, you cannot do it. So, see, now, and also the sound can influence the other senses. That's why it is in, for example, when somebody brings you good news, what happens? You hear through the eyes, right? I mean, through ear, good. Then it's, wow, it make you happy, and then your eyes, Suppose if it is a bad, you start crying, is it not? Eyes start crying because you heard from the ear, right? And then some encouraging thing, you can be more active, become very active. See, so you can see the influence of the sound, you understand? Can influence all the other senses. But other senses cannot, so that's why the ear has that. So what the Guru says is, okay, I'm not interested in these four senses. Give me your ear, right? So I will give you what? Transcendental sound, right? Because through this sound, what happens is, we can see, our acharyas are saying, Kanera bitar dia marme pasila go, akul karila more pran. Because he says, through my ear, he entered my inner core. and then is making my heart, tremble, or making, you know. So become so the transcendental sound, right? What I'm saying, this is a Shabda Brahman. Okay. See, there are two sounds: material sound and a spiritual sound. Transcendent material sound and transcendental sound. Now, what is the difference? Material sound has these three qualities. Okay, what is that? Suppose it needs a medium to travel. Suppose you have seen in high school like that, they do the example, right? Calling bell. Nowadays you don't have calling bell, something else, right? Those days you had a calling bell, like trin, 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 right? So you put that in a jar, and when you put electricity, it starts making trin, 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 and hear the sound. Now they remove the air from the jar. Then you can see it's making like this, but you will not hear sound. Because why? This is an experiment to show that sound travels in the air. If there is no air, sound cannot reach. Now, Hare Krishna. ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಯ್ತು. So here is, yes, medium is necessary. Okay, what I'm saying. Then also, suppose I'm talking here. If you go away 50 meters, you cannot hear. 10 meters, maybe a little bit. You see, it gets attenuated, right? Down, down. Strength decreases. Attenuation, right? It needs a medium, gets attenuated, and it has a finite speed. Understand? Huh? Like, for example, thunder. We see the light first, thunder later. Is it not? Time takes more time to. Now, this transcendental sound as is different. What it is it does not unmitigated, instantaneous. Okay, it does not need any medium. Unmitigated, it will not decrease in strength, and it is spontaneous, instantaneous. Speed is infinite. This is the quality of the sound. Okay, so when we hear this sound, what I see generally our Gurudeva says, mind has 5 stages, 4 stages, right? Mind, so it gives you something to the intelligence first. Of course, intelligence makes it guessing. Then chitta, it makes a recording. These stages, different stages of the mind itself. Now, this transcendental sound is such that it makes you this intelligence and all that, like you cannot do anything. Like an accident. See, in accident, what happens? Do you plan for an accident? Or if an accident happens, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. No, you really don't know. Completely jammed. We cannot think. So same way, when this our mind, all this intelligence, when you hear this transcendental sound, it cannot do anything. It gets stunned. It gets stunned. Cannot do. And this transcendental sound enter the heart. Ooh. Otherwise, the nature of the false ego is such that very careful. Oh, it will not let good news, good vibration, spiritual thing enter the heart. See, it's like this. Suppose you are a minor, okay? Your parents have left a estate. You are a minor. It is being taken care of a uncle or somebody. You think they'll be interested in your welfare? No, they want to enjoy. Mind is like that. You remember what I was telling you? No, mind is full of inauspiciousness, right? Long time back we talked about this, inauspiciousness. So, guardian, is like that worst guardian. Yeah. you know. So, only way is to make him stunned that he cannot do anything. Pass through. It's like, you go to, for example, preaching, especially industry or anything. The guard is very difficult to get him, okay? The managers and all will be favorable, but the biggest thing is to going through the guard, the guard. They will ask, hey, as soon as they see the devotee dress, already you're barred. ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ತಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇರಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಇದು 1 second. I can do one thing. ಇವತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ತಾರೀಕು? 31. ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. So this transcendental sound, has that power. Otherwise, this false ego will not enter. It prevents us from becoming a devotee. So that's why this ear is very, very important. Like for example, when you are sleeping, suppose there is a fire. If you write somebody, oh, there is a fire, you will close your eyes. When somebody says there is a fire, get up. It enters, we become awake, rise up. It's also like this. See, in a computer also, suppose you lose your password, what happens? Your entry cannot enter in. But there is a back door, is it not? Sometimes there is a back door. Suppose you lock your apartment, then what to do? You have entry, nobody knows. Very few people, very secret. You have kept a key or kept a little door open, you can sneak through, something like that, breaking. So Lord has also provided our ear like that. It can hear mundane and also spiritual. Now, how spiritual? Wait a minute. Suppose you take a iron. Looks black, is it not? Very hard, very hard. You cannot bend it easily. So, but you put it in the fire, what happens? It becomes reddish. It becomes fire actually. You touch it, you get a fire. Then it also becomes soft, isn't it? So, it is actually acts like a fire. It is no, is a fire itself. Huh? So same way, the ear itself, when it hears this sound, it also changes. You know, so Lord has given that quality. It can hear and enters. So we should have that serving mentality. See, this is the difference. That's why our Gurudev keeps telling. Prasadam, you cannot eat it. You have to serve prasadam. You have to serve the holy name. Chanting means what? Serving the holy name. Transcendental name. Putting on tilak is what? Tilaka seva. Serving the tilak, which is the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis. So everything is serving. Now, so that's why you pray to this prasadam, right? You remember going around, non different, and then praying, oh, give me the serving mentality. Please invoke me in serving mentality. Not enjoying propensity, not this exploiting propensity, but serving, like this we pray. So this is what Gurudev is telling. And then Akshara and Kshara, he's Param Gurudev is really no words to speak. He's amazing. Very, very scientific, So that's why we see through the ear, not through the eye. When you try to see through the eye, we make a mistake. Like remember, I was telling, look at bee in a mirror. It will be like this. Here will be same. Reflection also same. That's more danger. Get it? Which is already reflected appears true. That's a problem. If it appears as different, you can recognize. Yeah, is actually reflect wrong, but we are recognizing it. This is it tricks the eyes. It escapes the eye. You understand? It can sneak through. That's how this Maya. That's why we should have the guidance. Otherwise this Maya will trick you. You think. So that's why we should have a mirror inside. That Sadguru creates in our heart, a true mirror. Okay. In other words, those things also cannot influence. They cannot sneak through. So we should learn to see through the Shastra. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Like that is talking. And Sawa Piva Moj Bana. Eat, drink, and be merry. It's not our like today. That's what it is. No, it's not. Don't waste even a single second. This is what bhakti is. Bhakti, every second is very precious. Okay, every moment is precious. We should not. Time I am. Time is also meant to serve him. we should not waste it, because suppose you waste 1 second, can you buy the time? Even if you are willing to give $1 million, $1 billion, time will not come back. Gone is gone. So, very, very essential. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is telling. Now, he says, don't, no, not tomorrow, not second later, right now. Because you have to do it. This spiritual thing, priority is, you cannot postpone it. So, no, 1 year passed by, I will do maybe next year. Every moment, actually, in one sense, for a devotee, every moment is a new year. Okay, it's not 1 year we have to pass for a new year. Like every moment is a new year. So, new year meaning what? Actually, looking for, this is what the mundane things. Oh, new year, I should have more enjoyment, more wealth, mundane things. So, in our case, how to progress in bhakti? More in bhakti meaning more happy we are. Truly happy, real happiness. This is all look alike, more suffering. So we thank Gurudev, Param Gurudev, all Guru Varga, to really, they are giving us the real new year beginning, right? Very precious beginning. They are inspiring us, invoking us, blessing us. And so we should strive to remember great soul. And the Jagdish Pandit, like appearance day, because disappearance day is also. Now Jagdish Pandit, one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Pandit did a leela with him, how dear he is, Jagdish Pandit. Because Nimai is always what? Suppose is baby Nimai, right? Gauranga is crying always. No. How we will stop when everybody starts playing? Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Gaur Hari bol. You should not say Gaur Hari bol, Hari bol. He doesn't like it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. He is very, very happy. So the time he appeared, he wants to everybody sing. Everybody celebrate New Year. Okay, that is New Year. Everybody saying Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So one day what happened was, he's crying, even Hari Kirtan is not calming him down. Nimai. Jagannath Mishra inquired, wait a minute, oh Nimai, how is that? You always be joyful, when you hear Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. But today you are not even stopping that. Why? In spite of Hari Bol. Then he replied, he's telling, I want a little bit of the offerings that Jagdish Pandit has prepared in his house for the offering to the Vishnu. That was Ekadasi day. Then, he was astonished, Jagannath Mishra. Then anyway, Jagdish Pandit, nearby, he went to his house and
रूम में लाइट नहीं है,
हाँ,
लाइट नहीं है, लाइट है ना,
नहीं दामोदर को बोल, दामोदर को बोलिए।
दामोदर यही रहता है,
हाँ
दामोदर ने
हम्म।
क्या ठीक है, जाने क्यों वो करंट नहीं आता,
नहीं 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 नहीं, अभी करंट नहीं भाई, अभी करंट नहीं,
नहीं है,
हाँ नहीं, ये बैटरी है,
चल लाइट नहीं है,
हाँ लाइट नहीं, बाद में आएगा। So this practice is the thing. Then he went to his house and then he asked, Nimai, oh yeah, how does he know? Today I prepared all these items, and so that's how then then offered everything, and he was very happy to do that. Of course, Lord can see Nima is Supreme Lord himself. Is showing certain leela. Then one time Jagdish Pandit visited Jagannath Puri, right? Then he visited Jagannath Puri, and he took darshan of Jagannath, and he did not feel like returning. We thought it is better to reside here because see, is a great devotee is here. See, our Gurudeva says, when you go to see the deities, you should have the thinking that, oh, I cannot see you, Lord. Maybe you can see me. You bless me, give me vision so that I can perceive you like that. So these devotees like that, then if I stay here in Jagannath Puri, I can take darshan every day. He's thinking like that. That night, because when you have that desire, strong desire, Lord understands. He said in the night, in the dream, what he's saying, you want my darshan all the time, you can take with me. You take me with you. Lord is telling that you take me with you. Because to the extent that you want to see me, same thing I want to see you too. So then Jagdish Pandit is asking, will the king will allow you? Will allow me? You think, allow to take with you? Lord Jagannath replied, I will instruct the king when my new Kalaivara takes place, then you take my earlier deity with you. Meaning, say, in Jagannath Puri, something new happens. See, Jagannath temple is very, very special. You know why? In other temple, there are two deities. One is Archa Vigraha, meaning does not move. Once installed, Pranaprati, it will not move. But then you have this Vijaya Vigraha, meaning small deities, we can move, we can bathe them, we can do, ceremony, chariot and all that. But in Jagannath Puri, Lord is so merciful, he cannot wait. He himself moves out. This is an amazing thing, right? In the installed deities should not be moved, but here he moves. And also, as a Narvat Lila, once in a while, maybe sometime 9 years, 14 years, 21 years, 23 years, calculation is there. When, remember I'm telling you, the Western calendar says January 31 days, February 28, 29, you don't know, leap year 28 or 29, 29, otherwise 28, something like that. Then March, January, February, March, again 31, April 30, remember, like this, right? Then 30 days, 31 days, so it's not consistent, okay? Sanatana Dharma calendar is not like that. Every month is 30 days, 15 days, one, Paksha, Krishna Paksha, Shukla Paksha, right? Moon increasing and decreasing. So, and then once in 3.5 years, there is one additional month comes. We call it Adhika Masa, extra. That is also 30 days, fits in. And then it gets synchronized. So beautiful. Now, because once in 3.5 years, suppose it happens in Ashada, it's called regular Ashada, Adhika Ashada, like that. Then next time it will move. You get it what I'm saying? Then when the Ashada and Adhika Ashada comes together, that might happen once in 9 years, 14 years, 23, it's keep moving, right? That year, you change the deities of Jagannath. So what they do is Jagannath, that year, for Rath Yatra, they will have the new deities prepared. How? The priest will get a dream. Oh, in such and such a forest, such a neem tree, only neem tree, will have Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, these four symbols visible. And that tree has not been touched, it remains pure. No birds can make a nest there. No birds can do poo-poo, No humans can touch that. So in that tree, what do you find, snakes will be there, Sheshanag, going up and down, up and down. If the snake is living in a tree, you think any birds will come there? No. You think anybody will go nearby? No. So Sheshanaga protects that tree, and symbols of Shankachak, you can see it. Maybe next time I'll send you a photo, or you might have seen. So that tree, they get a vision where and all that Shiva temple, so many combinations. They search for it, and they cut the tree with a golden knife, golden axe, silver, like that. Many puja, they do so much puja there, fasting and all that, and they bring that, and they make deities out of that. And what they will do with the old deities? They will bury them. Like Narvat Leela. See, human. So what Jagannath is telling in this case, I will instruct the king that to give you the old deities. You don't have to bury them. I will give you. You will give. Then Jagannath, Jagdish Pandit is telling Lord, that's okay, but how I'm going to carry? It was so big, so huge, so heavy. You understand? Then Lord is telling, then I have to carry you 600 kilometers. Okay, imagine such a big thing, and you cannot put him down, right? So then Lord is telling, I will become light as a chickpea. You think chickpea has any weight for us? You understand? Little bean, chickpea, like that. So, and then all right, so agreed, and he's having a big stick on his shoulder, and Jagannath hanging, nicely, and he's taking how chickpea, So this is what Jagdish Pandit did that, and Lord traveled him. Then he's saying, there is one condition: wherever he put me down, that's where I will stay. So in other words, see, Lord is also very, yeah. Now wait a minute. He could have told you, make me a big ratha, carry me. No, he said, I don't. I want to avoid that. You are a simple devotee. I also want to be simple. And so the bhakti attracts him, not this glamorous thing. Huh? So then what happened was, actually, when he reached one place, because Jagdish Pandit has to take, like break, right? So he gives it to another devotee to hold on. Now, by the time he finished his bath and then praying, came down, this person said, he put him down. Why did he put him down? He said, we went and then he became so heavy, I could not hold him anymore. So I was forced to keep it down. Then, probably this is where you want to stay. And what we can do? All right, we'll make a temple there. This is see, they made a temple there. So the temple is still there. So, Lord reciprocates, So we prayed, Jagdish Pandit was so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath, And of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagannath, what is the difference? There is no difference, right? So he stayed. Jagannath Puri also is amazing. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to stay in Jagannath Puri rather than Vrindavan. Vrindavan would have reminded him Krishna, more of Krishna. But then how he will have the feelings of Radha? Get it? It will be more prominent. Whereas in Jagannath Puri, Lord is in the. How did Jagannath manifest? You remember we were telling 3 stories of Gurudeva talks. That the Krishna himself is thinking of the glories of Radha, and our glories, our love, our made him, Krishna, eyes became bright, and then I, went inside, and so that is the best place. So that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also like that. Krishna, Antar Krishna, Bahir Gaura, Darshita Angadi Vayu, Kalau Sankirtana, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna himself thinking glories of Radha. And that's how. So, so we pray at Gurudeva, one of Guru Varga, this new year will blossom, right? Bhakti in us, the progress of bhakti. And we will be inundated with this transcendental sound. We should not let ordinary sound enter. Okay. See, ordinary sound enters, it makes us ordinary feelings, right? So mundane. All this sound, outside sound, is all polluting sound. Okay. So transcendental sound is to purify, removes all these pollutions. So we should pray for that. That entire upcoming new year will have only more and more of transcendental sound entering. Let's pray for that. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you for joining in.